Crisis Protocol, a brand new game from Atomic Mass Games, brand new company, if you guys weren't aware of them yet. In a typical game, each person would bring 10 different characters to the game. You won't use all 10, but you'll bring them if you're a potential part of your squad. You will each also bring a mission card. You'll both reveal them kind of at the same time. And based on the threat of the mission is how many people you'll actually be able to bring to the table for the game. So these two cards both have a threat of 17 on them. It is possible to bring different threat levels. So say you brought a 14, you brought a 16. Whoever has initiative for that game would choose between the two numbers of what threat level it's actually going to be. You don't get 2 extra threat because he brought the 16 and you brought the 14 kind of thing. So for this example, it's a 17 threat game. I'm going to sneak this out real quick. So how you determine who you get to bring based on threat is this top right number here. This is the threat level for each character. So Captain Marvel here is a threat level 4. The number rate, so everybody in this demo will be a 4 with the exception of Ultron, he is a 3.
So you can have up to a maximum of whatever that is. Then.
Yes, for that threat level, yep.
You could be less, you don't have to equal that, but
correct.
It could be that
equal to or less than, correct. Yep, so the size will come into play when you're throwing things. If you're being thrown, things are being thrown at you. It depends on what's going to happen with it. All of the official terrain that comes with the game, like this Daily Bugle, will have a size number on the bottom of it. Things that do not have a size number on there, you guys will discuss before the game starts and decide. So that way, if it comes up during the game, you're not arguing then what's what. So like the trees, for example, will probably be size 5. The fountain would be a 3. This bushes here would be a 2. A lot of the smaller stuff would be 1. Benches would be 1. Trash cans, light poles would be 1. These dumpsters would be 2.
And you can buy all this terrain?
Not all of it, some of it's unofficial, but a lot of it will come with the set. Like this comes with the core set, this will come with the core set.
Still with a number.
Yep, and they'll be official, yeah. So the official stuff will come with most things. There's going to be a trash can, garbage truck that's going to be sold as an expansion.
Okay. So what about the fountain?
The fountain is not official, so that's not.
That's a nice piece.
It's a nice piece. The next guy here is going to talk about the speed of the character. So this indicates that Captain Marvel gets to move at a medium speed. There are 3 speeds, small, medium, and large. There's going to be an S, an M, or an L. What that indicates is which range maneuver template you're going to use. These are the 3 for the game, and they've got the S, M, and L for small, medium, and large. So, if you were moving a Captain America, for example, you'd put his maneuver template anywhere around his base, and you can just pick him up, and he can go all the way to the end of it, or you can stop short of it. You could bend it at an angle, so he's able to go around buildings, for an example, and that sort of thing.
If the characters are large, can they then move at any one of those, or they have to move at that speed?
They can drop down, yeah. So if you're a large, you can drop down. So yeah, so if a large is going to take you over here when you're bending around the building, but you want to end here, you can always drop down.
Right, but you can't go larger than whatever is.
Correct. The next number here is going to be the health of that character. So what that's going to indicate is once Captain Marvel here takes 6 damage on her, you don't go over, so she'll take her 6 damage. At the end of the round, one of the conditions, or I believe it's either the end round or the beginning of the previous round, you will then take the character, remove all the damage from it, flip it over, and she would now be on her injured side. Once they reach their health limit on that side, they're then KO'd and removed from the game. But when they reach their health on the first round, they become dazed. They can no longer interact or perform any actions, and likewise, they cannot be interacted with. So nobody can attack them any further or throw them or things of that nature. They're just kind of hanging out on the battlefield. The next 3 items down here with the numbers here are the different types of attacks that there are in the game. There is a physical, an energy, and a mystic. And what that represents is however you're being attacked with whatever attack. Like these examples here, Captain Marvel has physical and energy attacks. If she was taking a physical attack, she would get to roll 3 defense dice in her defense pool. If it was an energy attack, she would roll 4. So that just tells you your defense pool. The next 3 on her card here are types of attacks that she can perform. In the box, we'll talk about any special abilities she gets with those attacks. The first number here is going to indicate the range of the attack. So these are the 4 range rulers that come with the game. 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 is the width of any of the range rulers.
Okay.
So for Captain America's strike ability, she would have to be within range 2 of a character in order to attack them. If she were in range, she would again get to roll her little dumbbell symbol here. That is the amount of dice that she gets to throw for that attack. So for her strike, she'll be rolling 5 dice. The next number here is going to be the power cost that it would cost to perform that attack. The green tokens that I have on your cards right now, each character has 2, those are power tokens. So you'll notice her rocket punch down here will cost you 3 power in order to perform that attack. But it's a much better attack. She's going to get 7 dice to throw, and the ability it gets pretty good. The next symbols, some of these symbols are, this is a superpower symbol. In order to perform that symbol, you'll pay the power cost, if any, and it counts as an action. All superpower costs count as an action to perform, and I'll get into that more when I talk about the 4 actions that you can use. The infinity symbol is going to be built-in inherent abilities that they have at all times.
It's like a passive?
Yeah, kind of thing. So Captain Marvel has flight. She always has flight, kind of thing. She always have energy absorption, so she can do those sort of things. Doc Ock's going to have wall crawl. Spider-Man's going to have web crawl. And so that's going to be kind of some of the things those things speak to. I'm going to steal this one from you. This symbol is a reactive symbol. So that just tells you when X happens, you can do this kind of thing. So that's how those ones are going to work. Some characters have leader abilities. So Captain America here has a star, which means he's the leader. You can have more than one character with a leadership ability in your squad, but you can only have one as your leader. So you choose which one's going to be your leader for that game. Their abilities usually can be used on anybody's turn. Some are only on your turn, some are specific to a character. So that's how the cards work. So the 4 actions that you can take, and you can do them in any order. You get 2 of them per character per round. You can do them in any order, and you can also do any of them twice if you want, unless it says so. A lot of the superpower is an action to use, but some of them will say once per round, once per action, once per something. If those are limited, then you're limited by the text.
Okay.
You can move as an action.
So do we go back and forth? Like
You go
I
back.
do one, he does one?
Correct. Yep, each alternating activations until there's no characters left. Attack is the third action. So for an attack, all the dice are the same. There isn't attack dice and defense dice. So when you're rolling, this symbol here on the die is a hit. This symbol is a block when defending. This symbol is a critical. This will add a hit or a block. It counts as a success for either one. For every one of these you roll, you get to, it counts as an explosion. You get to roll that many more dice into your pool. If you roll explosions at that point, you don't get to roll anymore. It's just they will count as a success, but they don't explode again. This is a wild, which also counts as a success for attacking or defending. But with this one, a lot of the characters will have special abilities where some of them will say, if you roll a wild, you get to push a character. If you roll a wild, it counts as double damage, or it gives you power, or there's many different options it can be.
Like Captain Marvel has stagger.
Yeah, so it gives a stagger condition. Yep, and we're not going to use conditions in the demo, but there are multiple ways to get conditions. So in that, actually, the 4th action is shake, where you shake off a condition, but we're not going to use it since we're not dealing with conditions. That just frees the condition from you, then you're able to do what it was punishing you for. This symbol here is a fail. If this is rolled, it counts the same as a blank or a miss, but failed dice cannot be re-rolled. So Spider-Man, for example, can re-roll 2 dice for his defending. He does not get to re-roll that, it becomes locked. So that's how the dice work when you're attacking. Like you said, the overall game is played to 16 points. First person with 16 points, or at 6 rounds, whoever has the most points wins. The mission is going to determine how you are going to score points for the game. So you each brought a mission to the game, but you're both playing both missions. You're not stuck to the one you're playing.
Okay.
So this first one we're playing is, there are 4 extremist consoles on the table, which are indicated by these little cell phone looking symbols here. And when you play the missions, most of the time when tokens are coming out, it has a map, and it tells you refer to map D or whatever to see where those get placed. So at the end of every round, for every console that you guys have secured, you will get 1 victory point. To secure a console, you have to be at range 1 of the token and have more of your characters at range 1 than your opponent. So right now, if I had Black Widow right here, she would have it secured and getting you 1 point at the end of the round. If Doc Ock were over here, nobody would get it to be contested. Captain Marvel comes over and helps, you would all have 2-1. If Doc Ock were to become dazed, he does not count for control. So while he's there, he is dazed and doesn't count at the end of the round for scoring. Put her back last time.
And so does the game come with actually like holdout maps to play on, or?
I believe it'll be in the book. I haven't seen any of the actual maps yet, so it'll either be in a rule book or it'll have a map book, I'm guessing.
Okay.
When you're over here, are you stuck behind the wall? Like you kind of work your way like
It depends
around,
on the
or-
character.
Yes.
Like he has web crawl, so he gets to go up and over. Some of them have flight. So a lot of them you can climb things, but you reduce your speed to a small regardless of what your speed is. So if you're already a small, you are a small. You don't not get to do it, kind of thing.
So how would that? You would just kind of guesstimate that, or?
Yep. You just kind of hold it up and kind of guesstimate how well he's going to go over it. So the other one you guys are going to be going for is there are 5 cosmic cube fragments on the board. So that's going to be indicated by these little symbols here. There's one hiding behind you. I always like to tell the opponent sitting here in front of the Daily Bugle. And then there's 2 more here. So for those ones, you have to perform an interact action with them. To perform an interact in the game, you have to spend 1 power cube, and you get to do whatever the interact is for that particular item. In this case, you have to be within range 1 of that token. You spend your power token. You would then get to pick up the power token, and that would go on Black Widow's card. At the end of the round, you get 1 point for every fragment that you are holding. In order to get that back from Black Widow, so you wanted to stop him from getting the points every round, because he holds on to it every round. You don't put it back at the end of the round. You would need to stun her or daze her, or KO her, depending on which side of the card she's on. If you become stunned or KO'd, you drop the token you were holding. Your opponent takes the range 2 template and puts it anywhere within range 2 of the KO'd character. So you move close to yourself, just move it away from them, whatever. So again, the fragments get picked up, the consoles just stay there. With the fragments, for everyone you were holding onto, you'll get the point at the end, but at the beginning of the round, you will take a damage for holding it for that one. So that's how that works.
And I'm assuming that you can mix and match any characters on the team.
Yes, there are no heroes and villains in this one, for example. They're basically very thematic on the comic books, where sometimes you have to team up with your enemy to work on a bigger enemy, kind of thing. There is the one exception to that would be like if you look at Captain America's leadership ability, it has this affiliation Avengers. In order for this ability to be in play for your game, you have to have more Avengers on your team than other factions. So for the demo, we're using it. You can use the ability because we want you to use it and see it, but that would be the restriction on affiliations.
Right. Well,
so you can still do them, the affiliations just work. But that's the game. That's how it works. And for this demo, Captain America goes first. So you don't have to activate him first, but his team, I should say. So you have initiation. You can take your first couple actions.
All right.
And I know I just threw a lot at you guys, so please ask questions as you go.
All right.